Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Magnus and this is part 5 of the VSX training, and today we're going to get rid of the HA cluster and change it to a VSLS cluster. So let's begin. So to change to VSLS from HA, first of all you need to make sure that you follow what is the requirements for VSLS. So you are not able to have a virtual router if you're not running R81. I don't recommend you running R81 on VSX before it's actually GA and has a hotfix above 100. Currently, the GA and recommended version is R8040. I still run my VSX clusters in R8030 because I think it's a more stable release. It has more hotfixes available for it. So I don't think that R8040 is ready for VSX just yet. I would wait a few months more until the hotfix above 100 is the GA hotfix for VSX. When it comes to normal gateways and appliance, go for R8040. But when it comes to VSX, you need to be a bit more careful because, well, it's a more high-end product, so to say. So to actually change from HA to VSLS, first of all, you need to close all the consoles, so you don't have any sessions that is blocking, like the main CMA and also the domains that you're going to work with. So I recommend you schedule this in a maintenance window as well. And of course we will do the same. So we will take this one and we will start a new ping and we will see the outage if we get any when we change to VSLS from HA. So let's go back to our Windows box. And in this case, we need to go into each gateway. So we go into expert mode. And let's do a CPH probe stat to see which one is the current active one. Why is it different size? Okay. So we do this a bit smaller and we do. So this is the standby node. I wonder which one you should start with. I think it's good to start with maybe the standby. Let's see. So we do like this. So we do a watch on this one. So we see if something happening on this gateway. So a watch command, this allows you to do a refresh every 2 seconds. So we can see if it's failing over between active and standby and so on. And then we will go into cp config. And here we have enable checkpoint per virtual system state. So this is VSLS. So number 7. Per virtual system state is currently disabled. Would you like to enable it? Yes. You have changed the configuration. Please reboot the device. So 11. Reboot. Yes. So what I'm wondering here is, like, will it be able to synchronize between the members, or do we need to do a hard failover? And if we do a hard failover, do we actually get any downtime? I'm not sure if you're able to sync here or how it will go. This is the first time I'm doing it in a lab. I haven't done it in production either because I really don't like HA and I try to install everything in VSLS. And the time when we have needed to change a cluster from HA to VSLS, we have actually been fortunate enough to be able to install a brand new cluster on new open servers. And then we have done, removed the VLANs from the old boxes and added it to the new boxes. So we have very little downtime and we have done a full upgrade in a new box and, well, all the nice stuff. But sometimes you're not fortunate enough that you're able to get new boxes and you need to do some changes in your environment. And VSLS is a good way to actually utilize the hardware a bit more because you're able to run active. I mean, you can have multiple devices running in a VSLS cluster and distribute the load over multiple gateways. Normally, if you have a VSLS, you have more than 2 gateways. I run a lot of VSX with VSLS with only 2 gateways and it works just perfectly. You just need to think about how much you oversubscribe your gateways, both when it comes to the virtual systems, but also when it comes to load, because you're able to run it in active. So let's see here. I mean, it's on the way up. So far, I don't believe that we have any drops. Why should we? Because it hasn't been any failovers. So if we go back here, maybe we can do disconnect. So we see it is active down. So let's see if it started. I think that we have a login prompt. Yeah, we have. So let's do like this, reconnect. Expert. Will it see the other member? CPH probe stat. So it sees the other member, single VS failover. That's a strange state. Well, and you see here that the CPH probe, it looks different. Because you see here, when you're running VSLS, it's have the possibility to be different statuses on different clusters. So what we're going to do now, maybe we should do a watch here and just see if it's changing anything. It doesn't look like it's changing anything, but it's active standby, and this is the specific virtual systems. You remember we have 2 virtual systems on these boxes. And when you're running HA, of course, everything will be active on one device, but when you're running VSLS, well, it can be distributed between different members. So the next part is that we will do Control-C on this one, and we will do clear. And we will do like this. So we will do CP config, and we will do 7, and we will enable it. Changes will be taking place after reboot of the machine. I don't know if it's enough with the CP stop, CP start. Let's try it. So continue 11. So let's do like this. CP stop, and then you can do, I don't know what that one is called. CP start. CP start. Let's see if this is enough to actually change it. I'm not sure. It will be interesting. So we see here active. So let's see on this one as well. Still active. And now it's active on my local machine. So we did get 1 ping failover. But you see here, everything is now active on this member, and this one is stopped. So yes, we did get the failover, and it didn't sync between the devices. At least when you didn't do like this. Maybe you could have done it in a different way. I don't know. I would still do this during a maintenance window. So you see here, now it's all going, but we did have 1 outage. So let's go back here and see we're currently in lost. I don't know if it's enough with a CP stop, CP start. Really don't know. I think I'm disconnected from it, honestly. Active. We're still active here, so it's okay. We're still connected. So it's starting. Let's see what we are. Local active down. We're still active there. Is anything happening on this one? No. Starting. I think maybe it would have been quicker to just reboot the box, but well, let's see. So active standby. We're still in the cluster mode, single VS failover. CP start. So if we do CPH probe stat, this one still thinks that we are in high availability in HA. I think that we would reboot it. So reboot. Yes. Because it actually said that we needed to reboot the box. Just see here. We are still not dropping anything. Oh, did we? Why did we drop something? Did it fail? All other members are dead. We did have one more time out there. I don't know if that was because the screen went black. Nope. Not sure. I think a reboot is better from start. So don't do a CP start, CP stop, do a reboot, as it says in the instructions. But what is a video without failure? I mean, this is a lab, we need to fail. It's better to fail in a lab than to do it in, in production. And now we know that it will be a limited downtime when you actually do a change. So it's better to do this during a maintenance window. When you're doing changes on a VSX cluster in general, I mean, not on a VS specific, but on a VSX cluster, do it in maintenance window. Because it can affect so many different firewalls, so many customers. So VSX you normally have when you have a large environment. So now it's down, so it's not seeing each other. So let's see if it's, yeah, this looks okay. This is okay. This is booting, so that's good. Let's go back here. So we just disconnect from here. So we actually see active standby here on the nodes there, but I don't think it's 100% ready yet. So we see active, and now it's init, and it should be standby. So we do watch cph probe stat cp. What did I write for wrong? Expert. Watch cpha probe stat. So it's active standby, and all the VSS are active in one member. And cluster mode is still single VS failover. So is this it? No, we actually need to change on the management station as well. So let's do like this. We only need one of this. We only need that one. And we need the management station, expert. And here we need to run the VSX util command. So it's VSX underscore util and space, and you can question mark. Yeah, so VSX underscore util question mark, and we want to do convert cluster. So if we do like this, I just move this a bit more. So you see here, convert cluster, convert the cluster Excel mode between HA and VS load sharing. And that's what we want to do. So let's run this one. Copy. And where do we run the VSX util commands from? From the main VS, or from the main CMA. So mds stat, and we go into the main. So mds env 192.168.1.1.1, and then we do the VSX underscore util convert cluster. I will do like this. I will do clear, and yes, you see that I have done that, and then paste. And then we need to select the IP again. You may be wondering why I do it 2 times. Well, this is how I normally do it, and don't change something that is working. Admin name. And we'll select the VSX cluster. And what do we want to have? Well, we want to have ls for load sharing. The per VS system state must be enabled to conclude this operation successfully. Use the CP config on each cluster member to verify the compliance. We have already done that. We are in VSLS mode because that's what we did change with CP config. So yes. When converting a cluster, there are two options for distributing the existing virtual system amongst cluster members. Distribute all virtual system so each cluster members is equally loaded. Set all virtual system as active on one member. Well, I like this one. This is something that you can change after. So I want to have one because we want to utilize the VSLS functionality. So now is the cluster changing from cluster Excel HA to VSLS. So after this is changed, let's see the box. Policy finished successfully. Did we have any outage here? No. So the outage only come when you're converting between HA. I don't know. It shouldn't be an outage there. I think this is a VMware glitch, but still, do it in the maintenance window as I said, and you will have, well, one or two small glitches. I honestly think that you will only get it while you're doing the from HA to VSLS and you do the failover, because you will not have full synchronization between the members, and then you will have a small glitch. So I don't think that one was, well, a real one. I hope not. So now we are in VSLS fully, and you see here in our CPH probe stat, now we see that VS member number 1 or the VS2, the first virtual firewall that we have, is active on one member, and we have the VS system number 3 that is active on the second member. So this is the load sharing option to actually have it distributed between different members, and you can have more members than 2. I think the maximum is like 8, maybe it's 12. This is something that we need to check out, and we also need to do a lab when we actually add more members, because this is really fun to work with VSX. So let's do a final verification by actually going into the MDS again and see how the VSX cluster looks and if we're able to push policies. I mean, according to the CLI, we are able to install policy and everything looks hunky-dory. And we can also see that the policy was installed on the virtual system as well. But let's try it from the GUI just to be sure. And this is good, well, best practice to actually see that you get in logs, to actually see that you can get, well, to do changes after you have done a major change on your VSX system. So let's log into the GUI. So we're able to go into the log into the MDS, so that's good. So let's go to the main CMA and just try to install policy on the cluster. So we can see here that it's red due to licenses. The box is still up. And if we check on the cluster itself, we can actually see the internal communication network that we did just change. So you see here, it changed from the one that it was previously. So let's do cancel here, and let's try to install the policy. And hope it works, because this is complaining on license. So install. This is also fixing itself after license. That's nice. Well, the license are on the management station, so maybe it makes sense. Maybe it's also, if we have waited a bit more, it would have fixed itself as well. This is complaining on what more? I think this is same. We just need to give it some time, but we are able to push the configuration to that one. And we can see here, so yeah, you see here, now this did turn green as well. So we just needed to wait a bit more. I actually rebooted the 2 gateways that is reaching between the MDS and the VSX before I did cut the video. So maybe that's why. Alright, so we have changed from HA to VSLS, and this is a big part within VSX as I see it. And in the coming video, we will talk about how you can utilize this VSLS and actually change like priority between different VSS, allocating different resources. And of course, we will also add a third node to this VSX system so we can actually see how VSX is using, well, when you have 3 nodes or more. So I hope you will like the coming videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.